Second time's a charm. So I sent Kathy the new link. So we'll see if this works good here, and then we will give this a whirl.
Okay. So are we live on Facebook yet, or we're live in
Just Huza, whatever, not Facebook.
Okay.
So I'm like, but I may even put like a post on Facebook here real quick. Well,
dang, man.
I know.
Could go for the virtual reality here.
Right? I had to enter the virtual reality world. Okay. Yay. All right. Let's see if this works.
Come on. Yay!
Can you see me now? Hear me?
Yes.
I don't know what was going on. It was the weirdest thing. When I tried to log into Hasa, like it kept taking me to a page where it wanted me to pay. And I was like,
you're like, oh, no.
I was like, what's up? So then I was like, click no. And then I went into in here and you guys were talking and I was in here, but you guys couldn't see me or hear me. I was like, oh, and then, anyway. Anyway, long story short.
Hi, Kathy.
I'm glad you're here.
Hello.
Yes.
While you guys chat a minute, I'm going to get us set up going Facebook Live.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Kathy, we didn't want you to be an outsider. Isn't that's the worst, right? You're just sitting there and it's like, I'm here, but we can't see you. We're like,
yeah. That's why I took a picture and I sent it to Jessica. I was like, I'm actually here. Like, you just don't see me, but I'm actually here. Like, I kept my side of the bargain. I seriously did. Oh, goodness. Are you using Wirecast to go live?
No, we're actually using just this app. So this app actually has a direct link into Facebook to live stream. So here in like a couple seconds, we'll start the live stream broadcast and hit it going. Now it does have a 15-second delay. So after we finish and end, I'll kind of wait 15 seconds and then close it out.
Sound good.
So we will see now if it's gonna cooperate. I think it may just be the app today, not you, because it's never spent this long either to actually
go
get
live
into the streaming. Yeah. I'm gonna cancel this request and do it again. Now it's probably jinxing me because Christian Karasevich, did you see his post a couple days ago? There we go. Now I'm good. About the app.
I know he had trouble with it.
Oh.
And we haven't. We've been good. I was like, I've never had an issue with this app. I love it. And I know Social Media Examiner's using it as well. Mm-hmm. And they've had, smooth sailing with their live streams. So.
Well, I'm excited about the you can plan posts ahead of time now. I'm like, yes, verify. I'm so glad I'm verified. I'm like, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of good news lately with my social media getting verified here and there. I'm like, yes, this is awesome.
Good.
Yeah, can't complain.
That is so cool. Yeah. We are actually live now, woohoo, on Facebook. And we are streaming away. So welcome everyone to this week on Magnet Marketers. Our goal is always to help you become a magnet with your marketing versus being a bullhorn. I'm one of your hosts here, Jessica Phillips, and I'm joined by my awesome other co-host, Mike Gingrich, and our lovely guest, Kathy Yackel. And she is, if you do not know her already, which I'm sure you've probably seen her around with some goggles that look a little like this, but much cooler than those. She's got,
Ooh, yes.
Purple.
Baby starter kit. And actually, my goggles did come from Kathy as a gift. So, yes. But Kathy, she is an Emmy-nominated broadcaster turned live video and VR and AR influencer. She's the organizer of Latinas in VR and pioneer in the immersive marketing field. Heckle is a bilingual storyteller that is recognized as one of the nation's top Latino digital influencers and tech innovators. Are you launching your Facebook?
I had to go mute it quick.
No, you're good. Through her personal consulting business, she helps brands with their strategy and has worked with brands like, how do you pronounce the brand name?
Teradata?
Teradata?
Teradata.
Oh, I
yeah.
should. TNT, Fox News, CNN en Espanol, Silicon Beat, and NTN 24. She's currently working for brands on Facebook Live, Periscope, Snapchat, and VR content strategies for effective storytelling. There's much more to this amazing bio, and I want to just dig in with it to you straight out of the beat. Like, what made you get into VR and live storytelling? It's such a cool niche.
Gosh, well, I was doing live video. I mean, a lot of people really came to know who I was through like Periscope Community Summit. You can see my Periscope pillow back there, my Snapchat pillow.
I love it.
But I fell in love with Periscope with Meerkat really when I saw it, and then that came into Periscope. But I would say at the beginning of this year, I mean, I had already heard of virtual reality. It was cool, blah blah blah. But then I didn't really have a really true experience till the beginning of this year at the Journalism Interactive Conference. And I got to experience, I did several experiences. It was truly fantastic. I was blown away. And that's when I said, this is it. This is really the future. This is what I really want to do, what I'm extremely passionate about from a storytelling perspective. And yeah, I mean, I just literally have spent pretty much this whole year cultivating that knowledge and becoming a resource, let's say, for people that want to understand virtual reality and augmented reality. I consider myself a VR evangelist. So like whenever there's anyone that doesn't have a headset, like I'll be like, I'll mail you one. So
that's what you did for me. I was like, I haven't tried it out yet.
Right. And remember at the conference, I gave a few away. I actually went to this, the mail store today. They actually know me there. It was in the post office, just one of those mailboxes and marketplaces. But I went there today to send some more headsets. They already know me. They're like, oh, is this another VR headset? I'm like, yes.
It's nice, though. We've played around with it at the office. We've made like the team. We're like, you got to check this out. So we've started testing out some apps. And now it may be one of those things where you hear about something and then you try it out and then you feel like it's everywhere. Mm-hmm. But I honestly feel like that started happening even before this headset.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just heard the buzz of VR and, augmented reality and everything just around. And not just that, like Facebook, I think it was a week and a half ago, they released that video where they're testing out the different VR applications. And I'm just blown away. It's not so far away in the distant future. It's already here. And it's already starting, and it's going fast.
And if they're making plans for it, they're going to try to bring it mainstream and make that accessible to the masses for sure.
Definitely. I mean, if Facebook spent $2 billion on Oculus, it's for a reason. So, I mean, social VR is not going don't let anyone tell you virtual reality is fat. It is not. It is not. One of the things I've gotten the chance to have some demos of amazing AR gear that's coming down the line. I can't really tell people what I've seen because I signed an NDA. But what I can tell people is that I've seen the future, and the VR AR conversation is not about cute games and content. It's about the future of computing and the future of human-computer interaction. So what I was able to see is how our children are going to experience their world with computers. Like it's mind-blowing what's coming down the line. It's coming faster than we think.
I mean, just think of the educational process when you get into not just reading from storybooks or, textbooks, let's just say, but let's take you back to the land of the dinosaurs. This is what it was like, I mean, how much more memorable though would that be? I don't know. I'm really excited. For
Definitely. Instead of saying, the blah, blah, blah was the size of a school bus. No, put on your glasses and, look, that's what it would look like. So,
you're like, well,
fantastic.
That's what a T-Rex is.
It's truly mind-blowing what's coming down the line. Social VR makes me very excited, obviously, because we're in the marketing and the social media world.
Yep.
But also mobile VR. I think that a lot of, right now we have these wonderful these wonderful headsets and everything. And I think that this is the entryway. But I don't think that we're necessarily going to experience VR or VR technologies, the spectrum of the technologies with a headset, for too long. So,
yeah, it's like the big brick flip cell phone. You start there, but quickly bulb. So as we've been talking about VR for, a few minutes here, let's kind of break it down because some of our audience is very small, medium-sized businesses and marketers that may not really understand the term VR. What is virtual reality?
So virtual reality, and I do use it as a blanket term to reference like the spectrum of technologies.
Okay.
But virtual reality is a digital environment where you're fully immersed in that environment, and it kind of cuts you off from the real world. So when you're wearing these things, yay, fun, woohoo, you're cut off from the real world. Like you're not really looking at people, or if you might be looking at them in here. But it's a digital world, and it's usually sometimes a world that you can interact with, where you have agency, where you can do things. So that's why for gaming, it's been so effective. So that's virtual reality. Then you've got augmented reality, which is the overlay of digital elements into the real world. Okay. Like Pokemon Go. Exactly.
Right?
You're on your street and all of a sudden there's a Pokemon. It's not real, but it's that digital element is added to your real world. It's an overlay. And that's where mixed reality comes in. And that's what we should be excited about. That mixed reality is when you have those digital elements that are overlaid over the real world, but in mixed reality, you can interact with them. You can grab them, or you can do different things with them, or expand them, or make them, it's just fantastic what we're going to be able to do. So
now, did you just define augmented reality as a piece of mixed reality?
Augmented reality is a stepping stone to mixed reality.
Okay.
Because what we're able to do right now with augmented reality is, there's discussion whether augmented reality and mixed reality are the same thing. I am of the school of thought that they're a little bit different, because with mixed reality, you're really going to be able to interact with this digital element that's overlaid. In
an actionable way. Okay.
Yes, in an actionable way.
Now, this has all just come really rapidly. And like for yourself, even, your kind of go hard shift into that is barely a year old. Is that correct? Okay.
That is correct.
And would you say it kind of, gaming has been kind of the starting point of that, but now we're branching beyond that for sure. The augmented reality, of course, Pokemon Go in the summer was, major hit, that type of thing, but it just continues to evolve more quickly past that. And then, obviously there's things that we'll get to today, which talk about it in the marketing social realm.
But I honestly think that's why Pokemon Go 1 was so successful, because this was completely a game changer. It's something that they haven't seen before, and it's completely interactive on a whole other level. Even something as simple as Pokemon Go, which is like baby steps to what could really be done. I'm sure as you've peeked into the future and already know.
A friend of mine calls Pokemon Go the gateway drug. The gateway drug to what? To the augmented reality and what it's going to be, what it's going to become. Because it used to be a game. It used to be owned by I can't remember, I can't remember the name. But when it used to be Ingress or whatever it was, no one played it until it became Pokemon Go. Right. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. But it's coming fast and furious. The closer we move and the more investment gets put into VR, the faster things are going. For example, the world's most funded startup ever is called Magic Leap. Magic Leap is based out of Florida. And anyone in the VR AR space hears Magic Leap and they freak out. They're like, they just geek out. This is like the ultimate, Magic Leap just blows people away. And they're in Florida. They've been, have a huge investment from Lucasfilms. And what they're doing is truly, mind-blowing. And they're mixed reality. They really define themselves more so than augmented reality as mixed reality.
So is that a cinematic kind of experience? Is that what they're
It'll be for entertainment, but it's a mixed reality device. No one knows if they're glasses or what they are at this point, but they do work with your eyes. I can't remember the exact word they use, but they use a specific way for your eye to recognize things that are digital but think they're real. And you're able to interact with them in a very strange, amazing way. So, Magic Leap is just beyond. Right now you've got the Microsoft HoloLens, which I've tried and is fantastic. Truly fantastic. I don't know if you guys saw the video I posted on Facebook. I think, Jessica, did you watch it? Where you're playing with these holograms. I'm able to, look at, check my email. I could share videos directly to my Facebook. And it's a pair of glasses where I'm seeing the real world, but I'm actually, experiencing these digital overlays.
Okay.
There's the Meta. Meta is also another AR headset, which is truly fantastic, truly fantastic. And then Magic Leap. And then there's a few others in the market that are smaller players, but that could eventually become big players. And what I tell people is, like, right now in the AR, VR, MR economy, the Googles and the Apples of tomorrow are being built.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why Facebook.
And if you just think of without jumping ahead.
That's why Facebook's trying to jump in. They want to stay there, and so they're trying to evolve with it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now,
I was just thinking without jumping too ahead.
Well, I have like a million headsets. Merch VR, this one's very soft. This was actually my first one. This is the simple one where you just literally put your phone in. Back there, I'll get them. 1 second so I can show you guys.
It's like the purple one, I need the purple one.
There you go.
Sorry about that. Okay, this is the Samsung Gear VR. This one you have to have a Samsung phone to work. So actually, I now always carry with me an iPhone and a Samsung phone because VR is very Android heavy. So this is the closest you can get to getting it's not close to it, but an Oculus or an HTC Vive were actually tethered to a computer, which is the real VR that you have right now. But this is the closest, that you can get to it in some ways. You don't have 6 degrees of freedom, which means that you're not going to be able to kind of walk around or anything just yet, but this is pretty close. There's the the Sony PlayStation VR that just came out, but you have to have a PS4 to play. So that's one thing. And then the Google Daydream, the phone, the Pixel is coming out, and you're going to use the Daydream viewer, and you're going to be able to use the Daydream apps to watch content. And it's got controllers where you can play, and it's really exciting. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
What I'm thinking for businesses, how cool would it be if you have, you're already in like the HoloLens that you're experiencing. If you're already in a location and they're like, oh, you're at this coffee shop, here's a link to get to our whatever to experience, some kind of reality setup without jumping too far ahead. But I'm thinking like this for businesses. One, it doesn't sound like the things that are being built that this isn't a fad. This isn't something that's going to peak and go away. I mean, this is literally, like you said, the Apples and the Googles of tomorrow being built that's going to be here for a while.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just carrying on with that. I mean, like, we build web software, and, one of the things that is kind of current now, but this would take it leaps forward is, homes, and they want to do kind of like the 360 tour kind of thing. Oh, yeah. But just imagine you can walk through the house and tour it and
without being there.
That'd be awesome.
Well, real estate is already using VR in those senses. They've got there's different apps like Matterport, and then there's, I can't remember the other one. There's 2 that I've got on my phone that are 3D, and they do 3D. They scan 3D where you are, and then you can showcase that. It's truly fascinating what people are being able to do from this perspective. Lowe's, for example, and I think it's about 10 or 15 stores across the U.S. has holorooms, what they're calling the Lowe's holorooms, where you're going to go in. It's not really the HoloLens. It's more like an HTC Vive or an Oculus. And the person, before they go into the holoroom, they choose, let's say, the color of the blinds, or the type of granite countertop they want, whatever. And basically what they do is they set all this up. And then when they go in and put the headset, they're going to see their house. Not really their house. It's a digital environment.
That is so smart. I didn't even think about that. That's so smart. I'm like one of those people, I want to see kind of like what it would look like. I mean, think about how much more they're going to be selling and creating.
Everybody wants to know what that paint color will look like on their wall.
They want to see the paint color. Yeah. So that's exactly what this does. It's like, you know what? No, actually, can we do the other color? Right. And can we maybe get the different countertop? Because I think it might match better with the color. So this has huge implications for a lot of brands.
Okay.
Now, let me show you guys. Hold on, before I keep going. Yeah. How many of you guys had the little red ViewMaster when you were little?
Oh yeah. Yep.
You have one? Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Absolutely.
this is the new Kids Viewmaster.
The virtual reality
Oh, wow.
Viewmaster. Yeah.
Yes, for kids 7 and up. So it's
There you go. Even
right.
Wow.
So this is Viewmaster 2.0, well, 3.0. But yeah. Anyway, I wanted to share that one because that's one of my
Excellent.
favorite headsets. I don't use it as much. It's more of a memento kind of thing.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, something you said
That is
intrigued me
so
though. I
cool.
mean, so some of these like real estate, there are apps. These are smartphone apps that you and is there what are they? Are they typically charging for these, or what's what's going on there just to help get a window on that?
Let me show you one. This one's called Matterport,
Okay.
and you can go in a 4-bedroom
Mhm.
family home. I think you can see that. You can like scroll around in 360 degrees and see kind of how it works. This is one of them. This one you do have to pay. And then there's the other one. Let me find it. I think it's Sketch. Gosh, I don't even know where it is. There's several apps. I can't remember the name of the other one, but that one literally is what it tries to do is a 3D scan of your house. So then you can actually try to play around with certain things. I know a local company here called Periscope was doing that, and they were doing some amazing stuff when it comes to that. Now they're really focusing on the construction industry, on how people are going to be use their phones. This is the cool thing, guys. Okay, so we've got the the Pixel phone coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, the Pixel phone is Daydream ready, which is exciting. Daydream is purely VR. Right now, it's going to be a VR experience in your Daydream viewer. The Lenovo phone, which is going to be Google Tango ready, and the Google Tango is just going to blow us away because Google Tango is mobile VR, it's AR, and it's actually going to be able to scan where you are. So it's going to do this from your phone.
You can create your own
Yeah.
experience in it.
So I mean,
This is
I'm more excited than the Google Pixel. I'm more excited about getting the Tango phone from Lenovo.
This sounds like just the experience. Now my mind is like blown right now, like because I'm just imagining like, okay, clients that are selling, office furniture, for example, they could be doing the same thing. They could be creating something like this, endless possibilities with this for businesses. But when I was hearing your examples, when people think of the demographics of VR, they may be thinking, oh, it's kind of the younger kids that are going to be doing this. I mean, what do you anticipate? I mean, this sounds like 35, 55-year-olds could be using this. Anybody could. What are your thoughts on demographics?
Everyone. I mean, this is the thing. They've done surveys, and they've seen that millennials are really interested in VR. Gen X is even more interested in VR. My kids, who are the other generation after Gen X, whatever that's going to be called, my kids are already experiencing VR because I let them. They got exposed to AR through Pokemon Go, but they experience VR. I'll let them watch a few things. But it's going to be all ages, across ages. This is not going to be this is not like Twitch, where, Twitch is heavily going to be of a certain age usage. This is beyond. This is uses across the board.
Twitch. For people that don't know what Twitch is, tell them what Twitch is.
Twitch is a live streaming. It's a live streaming gaming app, platform, whatever you want to call it. So and it's very, very heavy into they're pushing, they're in the game. It's gaming, it's live streaming and gaming. So
yeah, but people will actually, once you get so many followers, because I met with Big Kelly and she was telling me that her sister was paying for her college through Twitch because she's playing games and she got so many followers watching her play these games, whatever game it was, that you get paid then after you get 1,000 or so many followers for playing video games. I was like, I did this all wrong. I should have went to back to school.
I mean, and there's huge competitions where people make millions of dollars, like $1 million for winning one of those competitions. It's mind blowing. But Twitch skews young, mostly. I would say 90% of it's going to skew young. Yeah. But with VR, the thing with VR, not the problem, but it's going to be mobile. It's going to be social. It's going to be in so many elements of our daily lives that, it's just truly amazing what we're.
Since add an in here on Facebook, for those that did not see the video of like what Facebook was playing around with in there, like, can you give just a sneak peek into kind of some of the things that they were talking about, what could be coming to Facebook very, very, very soon, it sounds like? Definitely.
I was invited to OC3, to Oculus Connect 3. I wasn't able to make it for family reasons, and then the hurricane. So so I missed it. I was like, man, I could have been there. But I will tell you, it's going to be amazing. I mean, what they had demoed I think it was last year, was very rough. And this year, what they really showed you were, the avatars that looked more like the people and had actual facial expressions. It was really cool. And it's pretty much, you could go with these people and do activities like play with them, play cards, or play swords. You could go to someone's house. You could call someone. You can upload content directly to Facebook. So I think Mark Zuckerberg got it right when he said that VR is going to be the most social platform. And I'm 100% a believer in what he's saying. So.
Yeah. How many times have you sent a YouTube video to someone, for example, and this is just like low scale of how it could be used, but send a YouTube video to someone to be like, you got to check this out. This is so funny. When you could be really in complete different sides of the country, but watching the video together and seeing each other's expressions and doing that. I mean, it's
and if you want to experience, sorry, go ahead.
Now,
no, if you want to experience this in a different level, not you can't do that in Facebook right now. But if you want to get an experience for what social VR can look like, I recommend that you check out Alt Space VR, ALT Space VR, where there's been town hall meetings. There was a Q&A with a Fox News reporter the other day. There was Al Roker in virtual reality. The debate was broadcast in virtual reality through Outspace VR. So people get together in Outspace VR to have these social VR experiences. Okay, sorry for my cough. And then the other thing, for example, high fidelity. High fidelity is another place where you can experience this. Just this Saturday, I got an invitation from a friend of mine. I got it over the week, but she was having her birthday, and she said, "Hey, I'm having my birthday in High Fidelity. Why don't you guys come and join me for bowling?" So I came and celebrated her birthday. She's in San Francisco, but I did so in High Fidelity. So pretty cool that this is changing.
Neat. Yeah. Now, I was going to just highlight another aspect of it, and you have posted this, I think it was on your Facebook profile, and that was the Notre Dame football game, and they highlighted. So this was a sports kind of VR. It was highlights from the game, and from what I understood, they basically had set up different cameras, outposts. They had different angles, and you could enter into that. Then, so you give us a little more detail on that. But that's for sports fanatics like me. That's tremendous.
And I think the stadium is it San Diego? I can't remember. One of the stadiums is creating a huge experience in virtual reality. So for sports, for live VR, for live streaming VR, this is going to be huge for sports. This is an entry level camera. This is a Samsung 360. Okay, this is about $350, $400. There's a lot of different 360-degree cameras out there. Some more lower end, some more higher end. Basically what this does in the element of VR, what this films, it's spherical filming. So this is going to film 360 degrees. It's one point of view. But the amazing thing is that this video, you can actually walk around and see different things going on. So it's truly impressive what we're being able to do. And this is one of the technologies that has just skyrocketed, guys. In order to do what this little camera does now, you used to have about 9 or 10 GoPros rigged to be able to do what this little camera does nowadays. So it's truly fantastic. And it's to sports.
You can go tour the world without leaving your home.
Yeah, I mean, and it's going to change because, I'm going to attend a game virtually. I don't know. I mean, that's
exactly. Let's say a Lakers seat, front row, like you're in the court side, next Jack Nicholson. Yeah. And you're at the game. Yeah. Okay, how much does that seat cost? It's very expensive. And if you could sell that seat in virtual reality for $10, how many people are going to buy that seat? How much money could you make?
Right.
Exactly.
So, and I see it. The World Cup's coming up in Russia. I mean, huge, one of the biggest sports events in the world. It's going to have huge implications in VR. And just think about it. If I can't physically get to Russia, I mean, nothing's going to replace being there in person, obviously. But if I can't physically get there and I want to experience the game, I can watch it in 2D. But if I actually want to be there, I'm going to watch and experience it in 360, which is VR. So
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what does a small, medium-sized business need to be thinking about today? Just because this is, rapidly advancing, but still seems like, maybe they're hearing this for the first time, even here today. So what do they need to be thinking about?
This is what I think people, small to medium businesses need to be thinking about. Yes. People think it's really expensive. People are like, oh my gosh, $1,200, $1,500 for the headset and the computer, blah, blah. No, you don't have to do that. You can just get a headset, try it on your phone and experience it. See what your competitors or see what bigger companies in your industry are doing. Try to get a sense for that. Experience AR. There's amazing apps. Get a little camera. Get a little 360-degree camera and record your office or record your, let's say you have a cookie factory or, let's say you're a pastry chef. Why not record what's going on behind the scenes and show people the amazing things? Showcase what you're doing. In 360 degrees. It's pretty cool. The Alley camera, which is one of the other cameras I have, I've got it, I think, over there, lets you go live in 360 degrees to YouTube.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's little things that you can do. If people are inclined more so, I suggest that you go and check out Unity. Most of everything you're seeing in virtual reality, these digital environments, almost everything you're seeing is created in Unity. Okay?
Unity. Can you spell that?
Is it just UNITY, common spelling.
Okay. Yep.
Unity is free. They've got a free version. They've got a paid version. I have been designing in Unity for, I don't even know, like 7 months now.
Online platform.
It's an online platform. It's software, really. It's software where you're going to design these virtual worlds. And I think if you get in there and start practicing and seeing what it's about, you're going to get a better understanding of how it works. So, if a small business is inclined and they want to do something fun or they want to just check it out, I think that's one of the ways to go. Is just create something in Unity if you can. You don't have to be a coder to do this.
Unity3D.com? Unity3D.com?
Unity3D.com.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I'm actually meeting with them. I'm going to their HQ in like a month and a half. So
sweet.
That's so cool. So what I've heard you say so far for small, medium-sized businesses to get started, one, think about an experience, think about what other competitors may be doing right now, or even an experience that they've seen out there, and pull in some ideas for what their customer may want to see. Even if it's something as, here's a day in the life of what we're really doing here, on a day-to-day basis. Start with the 360 video. You can live stream that to YouTube. And there's a couple different 360 cameras. I have the Theta. Will that do it?
The Ricoh Theta. Yeah, you can use the Ricoh Theta. It's a good brand.
And what's the headset start at, just for our audience to know? What's the headset start at?
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't show you, but I've got a whole stack over there. The cardboard, cardboard can start you at $7.99. And headsets,
$7.99.
$7, yes.
Yeah.
$7.99.
I actually seen McDonald's is doing a Happy Meal with VR, like turning the Happy Meal into a VR headset for kids.
Into a VR headset. That's one of the things you can also do if you're a small business. If there's some type of packaging that you have created, because you can just buy the lenses. It's not expensive to get cardboard at all. So Nesquik, which is like, Nesquik, chocolate, like chocolate milk, whatever. They had a big campaign in Spain where their packaging became cardboard. So it makes sense. This is the Samsung Gear 360. It's used to be $90. Now it's about $65, I think. You do need a Samsung phone to operate this. Hopefully not the Galaxy, the Note 7, because that could explode. So,
yeah, right.
I probably don't want to use that one. But and then if you want an HTC Vive or if you want an Oculus, that's where it gets a lot more expensive, and you do have to be tethered to a computer, and you usually have to get a PC, an actual PC, to make this run. It takes a lot. That is a lot more expensive, and it takes a lot more time. It's fun though. And then for the PlayStation VR, you do need a PS4. So those are the, let's say, more expensive options. And HoloLens, the cheapest developer kit is about $3,000. So when it comes to AR, it's a lot more expensive.
Yep. No, but I like what you said. I mean, you can start small with some experimentation, some of these inexpensive headset, an app you can download, and then again, watching some big brands, some things like that, sports that the Stanford Notre Dame game, and some of those pieces to just kind of get a feel for it.
And even let me show you something. I don't have the magazine with me, and I was going to go buy it for the show, but I didn't get a chance. So you've got L right there. Hold on. The L app for the magazine, L Now. If you go out today and get the November issue, which is the Women in Hollywood issue, and you use your L app, and you point your phone when you open the app to the cover, it's going to be augmented reality, and it's going to start showing you all these interviews that are not in the magazine.
That's so cool. That's such a good idea.
There's triggers. That's what's called triggers in augmented. And it's truly fun. I mean, it's truly fascinating. One of my favorite augmented reality apps is called Blipbar. Let me show it to you guys. Well, I'm not going to be able to show everything to you, but mind-blowing what these people are doing. I truly think this is fantastic.
And you said it's Blip what?
2 P's. Blippar. Let's start blipping.
Yeah. I am nerding out on this stuff. I'm excited. I've already got plans now to make cardboard headsets for social media.
There you are. I see her.
It's starting to catch blips, and then it understands what I'm looking at. See, it said sash window seat, computer. It's starting to identify the things that it's seeing. Well, it's blocked out, but it's augmented reality and it's AI. So check it out because it's truly fantastic. Then there's one, I'm actually meeting with Blipar next week. I'm meeting with Membit. I'm in the beta for Membit. Membit would basically, it's another AR. It's like you can take pictures and leave memories in different cities, and people can find those memories. And it's truly mind-blowing. It's really cool, really, really cool what you're going to be able to do with this. So, yeah, it's just, guys, I love this thing. I eat and breathe VR. This is my thing. Yeah. This is my thing. So
I can feel your passion, and it's like making me super excited. I'm like, I have some catching up to do. Like, I want to get involved with this stuff. This is really,
and
really
this is the time to get involved. What I'm telling marketers that are interested is try to learn as much as you can and get involved right now, because we are, and this is the beginning of it. We're in the embryonic stages, people. This is going to be huge. This is going to change everything.
We actually just had someone come in our office last week, and they have a VR arcade that they're opening up. So they're coming in, and they were like, we want to get set up with some branding and all this. And they were telling me and showing me the setup. I'm like, I was like, we have a show coming this week. You got to come in, tune in. But it was kind of cool because I was asking him like who his competitors and stuff were. And he was telling me about like all these other places popping up. So not only is this big and coming to businesses and all that, you're going to start seeing like VR arcades.
Yeah.
And experience setups in bigger cities.
They're already all over China and Japan.
Yeah.
It's actually mind-blowing that we don't have them here. The only one I've ever been able to experience is Urban Safari in San Francisco. There's been some pop-up ones, but I think that we're going to see a lot more of these. And it's just going to be, because not everyone wants to buy an Oculus or an HTC Vive.
Yeah, it's going to be like our VR cafe where they can go do their own browsing. They don't have to buy the headsets or whatever, and they can do the full VR experiences. So if you're a business and thinking, oh, people aren't going to have the headsets or whatever, no, they don't have to. There's going to be all these cafes, here. But we talked about the price. I think it is going to become something just like your cell phone. It's going to be another GoPro, another whatever, tool that people are using for experiences. And I've started researching the year 2020 and what is going to be big to consumers. And the number one thing is experiences. They said that is what they're willing to pay for is experiences. And that's what they care about. And I think
completely
this is, right on point with that.
And in point with experiences, if you think about the power, okay, for example, with this camera, and I brought it up when I last saw you, Jessica. If you have a loved one and that loved one passes away, okay. If you are able to 3D scan them or do a 360-degree video with them, and you're able to replay that, and eventually in mixed reality, you're going to be able to sit down with this person and have coffee, even though they're not with you anymore. Yeah. I mean, because all we have left are memories. So, I love my grandma. I miss my grandma, and I remember her, but there's a lot of things that I forget. But if I have this memory of her, truly in a 360-degree environment where it's like us.
Yeah.
You know, think about it that way. The implications of the experience it's just mind-blowing. So
yeah, even the troops, you know, like that are overseas, and I mean, think of what they're dealing with every single day. If they could escape that reality for a little bit, you know, and visit with family or whatever it could be. I'm just thinking like how much it could help just depression and, you know, post-traumatic stress and all kinds of other things above and beyond just this as an experience. You know, I think this has huge implications on just our psyche as a whole, because a lot of times we experience things through emotions, and it doesn't matter if it's real or fake. I mean, you cry in movies.
Yeah.
You get scared in watching a movie. This is the same thing that you're going to be experiencing it with your emotions, that it could help a lot of other areas.
And to that point, I want to make 2 points related to that. One of my good friends, Eric Lorenzo, has a company called Virtual Relief. And what they're trying to do is bring VR to children in hospitals or people that are in certain situations. And there was a study that was done about children burn victims at the time when they have to get their wounds cleansed. If they are in a virtual reality headset, and let's say they're experiencing the beach, or they're experiencing the mountains, or they're in one of these peaceful types of situations, their level of pain is not as high. And it's almost like anesthesia in some way, because their brain, the thing is, when you're wearing these goggles, your brain thinks it's real. Okay, you know it's not real, you know, but your brain, because you're immersed in this situation, you think it's real. So it's this amazing effect that it can have on people with pain, people with situations where it's just, you know, imagine the people that, you know, that have cancer, that have to stay in a hospital for a long time, or some type of this, you know, some type of thing.
Yeah. To get outside.
They're going to be able to go outside.
Wow.
And,
okay.
Yeah. And so it has implications. I am of the school of thought that VR equals empathy. Okay. For me, VR is going to equal empathy for several reasons. When I always tell this story, and it's one of the most powerful stories I can tell you, is when I used to work at CNN, my job was to look at all the footage that was coming in from the Iraq War. I had to watch it raw. Okay. Beheadings, bodies being dragged through the streets. I mean, all this stuff I had to watch. That was my job, because I had to tell the affiliates sensitive material at minute, blah, blah, blah. So for me to think now that people seek out this type of content on YouTube is mind-blowing. It scarred me. You know, I put up a guard. But when you're in VR and you're experiencing things that are that extreme, you have emotions. There's no way it won't trigger an emotion. You know, so if you can, in VR, this is the thing, VR is actually putting you in the shoes of the people. It's putting you, if you, for example, you visit just put out a video of a footage that they did of Syrian refugees with the International Refugee Committee. And if you're in these types of experiences where you're actually seeing what Aleppo looks like, it's no longer just a place on the map. It's real. And you're imagining, if this is where I lived and this is where I had to raise my children, I would have a different perspective. So for me, and I tweet about it and I put it, VR equals empathy. I think it's going to make us more human, and I think it's going to change us in a great way.
That's huge. That's huge. Yeah. I mean, just thinking of it from that aspect, I mean, it's more than a 10-second, you know, news blip, you know, because you see just a fraction, and there's no way you can fully feel that. But if you're immersed in it, then I think that's great, because you know, sometimes on social we get almost desensitized to some things, especially with media,
because you have to feel like it doesn't matter. And people are like, what if you get desensitized? You can't, because it's so real that your brain thinks it's real. And the two reasons I say these are, for example, I've had two experiences that I think have had a huge impact on me. One of them is the Brookhaven experiment, which is a zombie game. I mean, it sounds silly. Okay. So you're in VR and you're doing a zombie game. I know the zombie that's coming at me is not real. God, I know it's not real. But when you're in it, you're wearing that headset, you're immersed in this world, your brain feels fear. That's real fear. You're sweating. That is real fear. So I eventually took them off. I couldn't handle it. But even though I knew in my mind that the zombie that was coming at me is not real, and nothing's going to happen to me, my brain thinks it's real. So that's intense. And then, for example, there's an experience from Riot News called Confinement, where they put you in one of the cells, the solitary confinement cells. This is where prisoners, sorry, that are in solitary confinement spend 90% of their time. I was in there for 3 minutes and I was claustrophobic. I mean, it puts you in a different perspective. You're like, I can't imagine having to spend 90% of my time in this cell.
Yeah.
So if you're in the travel and tourism industry, though, this is a completely another way of saying, like, come visit our city, and see what it's like and how,
and that's what
awesome
kind of you visit is the starting point of that, right? I mean, you visit is you can actually go in places,
You can go places. You visit is truly fantastic. They've got other types of videos. I mean, what they're doing is they also have a platform where you can share a 360-degree video, which is truly, truly fun. I invite you to try it out. They're doing amazing stuff. They actually have done stuff with great brands. They did one the other day with Zumba, where they had the founder of Zumba doing a Zumba class in VR. And I was like, oh, yeah, let's do this. I was like, of course I want to take a class with him. Right?
I don't feel self-conscious in my living room.
He's like the founder. So there's these amazing experiences that you can have. Okay, when you visit, there's actually a video of a wedding. A friend of the founders. There's a wedding in there.
Oh, that's cool.
And I watched this wedding, and I said, man, if I could have had a 360-degree video of my wedding, man, that would have been so much fun. Because literally part of the wedding is like when they're dancing, and I was like, man, I'm like dancing in there with them. Wow, and I was looking around, and like, for example, when the bride was like doing stuff, you were in there in the room with her, and you could look around, and the mom's over here, like, it's just, wow, if you can capture those memories in that way.
Yeah.
Happy thoughts.
Yeah.
Now, what was the one? Go ahead.
So as we talk, sorry.
No, I was just wondering, I missed it earlier, that when you attended the birthday party virtually in San Francisco, what tool, what app, or was that?
High Fidelity.
One more time.
High Fidelity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I got them all listed out now. Alt Space VR,
Yep.
High Fidelity, Unity 3D. I'm like, I'm going here and here and here.
They're fantastic. I mean, all this stuff is.
Yeah. I am.
I mean, I can't get enough of it. Like, I really can't. My husband's like, stop it. That's enough.
And I love your passion about it. I mean, if you guys have not followed Kathy online, do so, because she takes you into the future, and it's cool. It is so cool. So as we wind down here, I know I'm just looking at
my God.
our time. Man, what cast? I'm like, I felt like I was a participant, just tell me more. But what are for businesses? One, this two-part question. One, when should they start something with VR? And two, kind of what is your last thoughts on what they should immediately
for
start
businesses? If you're not ready to jump in and do a lot of VR, you can just be innovative by having branded cardboard, for an event where you have, your brand and the cardboard, and maybe have an experience or have people try it out. That's very simple to do. That's not a huge investment, and it doesn't imply any technical, there's no technical part that you need to understand. Doing 360-degree videos is also another great way. So yeah, just little things like that can add up to a lot. Because no matter what size your business is, you cannot be left behind. This is not slowing down people. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Don't be the
BlackBerry.
Okay?
Yeah. Oof. Don't be the BlackBerry. And what would I?
But what I'm hearing you say is
start today,
right? Yeah. Like start now. Just
think for marketers.
With
I
what
can't
you got,
emphasize this. Like, I mean, I preach it. I try to evangelize people on my Facebook, on my Twitter. You've probably seen it. This is what I talk about every time. And what I tell is, like, marketers, you cannot not pay attention. I mean, I know that you love all the other things that are going on, but you need to pay attention. You need to communicate. Yeah.
And help bring.
And this is the thing. This is what blows my mind. There's been studies done that when people are experiencing branded content in VR, people usually stay with that content 15 to 20 minutes. That's 15 to 20 minutes of undivided attention for your brand.
Yep.
When right now it's 15 to
maybe
20
a tweet,
seconds.
maybe a
on
Facebook
stuff.
post. I don't know.
This is
Imagine
like,
that. I mean, whoa.
Yeah.
So mind blown. There you go.
yeah. I got another thing. I'm going to be playing around with creating my own content, you know. So definitely, I may be calling you later, Kathy, for some ideas.
You too.
So, Kathy, if people want to find out more information on VR, just follow you online.
Yeah,
I'm
Kathy Hackle, CathyHackl on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else. And then I also write for VR Scout, so vrscout.com. I write articles for them on what's going on in the virtual reality space. And and I'm helping film a 360-degree documentary on child sexual trafficking. So, just support us. Help erase.
The Race Child Trafficking. That site, right?
Wow, good stuff.
I love that. And my kids actually did a video for that. They did the whole race thing. Yeah, we set it in. Yep. I'm all
awesome
for that
stuff, Kathy. I thank you for your time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm hoping you guys have fun because I love this stuff. So.
Yeah, I did. We did, definitely. And this is awesome. I have
can't wait for this blog post to come out. We've got all these things we're going to check out now. So this is great and informative. Absolutely.
Right. Thank y'all.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us here for Magnet Marketers. If you enjoyed this session, I encourage you to share it with others. Let them know about the future of VR that is here now, starting now. So share this video. Let Kathy know your questions. Reach out to her. Connect with her on Facebook and Twitter. And we hope you join us again next week, where our goal is always help you become a magnet with your marketing versus being a bullhorn. It's Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook.com/Magnet Marketers. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Yeah. Thank you again, Kathy. Thanks, Mike. I'm doing my little 15 seconds.
Do I wait or no? Okay.
You can go. That's fine. But thank you so
I hope you enjoyed it because I'm like all over this. So.
I did. It was awesome.